22-year-old student Lindsay Gilbert is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old sales rep Tim George, for 2 suits he charged on her credit card.
Order. All rise. Yes, this is case number 203 on the calendar in the matter of Gilbert versus George. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Gilbert, it is your claim that the defendant, with whom you lived for a period of time, owes you some money for charges that you allowed him to put on your credit card.
That's correct.
When did you live with the defendant?
We actually didn't live together. We were in a relationship for almost a year, beginning of September of last year.
And you say you never lived together?
No.
Just a second. I'll get to you in a minute. Did he ever stay in your home?
He did.
Who else lives in your home?
My daughter.
How old is she?
She's going to be 2 in October.
And when he stayed over in your home, did he ever stay over in your home for more than a day or 2 at a time?
Yes, he did. Sometimes it was, he was in and out of homes at the beginning of our relationship, so he stayed sometimes.
So he didn't have another permanent apartment when you first met?
That's correct.
I
stayed with his sister and me and some of his friends, different friends.
Okay. Now, at what point did you allow him to use your credit card?
After about 5 months of our relationship, we began talking seriously, and in February, the end of February of this year, he was working on a promotion and he needed to be more presentable, and because he has bad credit, he wasn't able to get any suits or anything, and I had good credit, and so he asked me to loan him some money so that he could buy suits.
And you have a credit card?
Yes, I do.
You have the February or March bill from 2001 with his purchase on it?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Okay. Here's the February and March.
Thank you. There's one bill here that's underlined, March 9th, Junior Denim. What is that?
I believe the one underlined, is it Junior Denim? That would be my shorts.
Okay, so that's your bill.
Yes.
And all the rest of his, the polo stuff, ties.
Yes.
Did he pay anything towards the bill?
He paid one. The receipt is attached to the February bill. He paid in the amount of $60 in cash. And in the final arrangements of our relationship, it ended the 26th of May. We were meeting, talking about the bill at his sister's house, and he pushed me around and pulled my hair and stuff, and
stopped paying.
That's not true. If you can see, I have a restraining order against the defendant. I mean, against the plaintiff.
I've got police reports.
Okay, I don't need to look at the police report. We're not about police report. We're about shoes and ties and shirts. Okay, Mr. George, let's hear your version.
My version is I live in my apartment with my 2 best friends, Miles and Marshall.
I want you to listen to me.
Sorry?
I want you to look at me and speak slowly.
Okay.
You lived in your apartment.
Right, with my 2 best friends, Miles and Marshall. We had a nice place. When I met Lindsay, it was the first of, let me think, must have been right after we got back from Phoenix. We went to Phoenix for...
I don't care why you went to Phoenix.
For New Year's, so it was right after New Year's.
I don't care.
January. It was in January, okay? So we got back, we got a place together, okay? I moved out with them two, you know, and we got a place together.
You mean she moved out of her old apartment?
No, she moved out of her mom or her grandma's house, and I moved out of Miles and Marshall's. You know, we all 3 lived together. They got another apartment. I went and moved in with her. I moved in with her.
Yes.
We lived together, and I work full-time, about 50, 60 hours a week sometimes.
Yes.
She would take me to and from work, drop me off, pick me up from work most every day.
Okay.
I would just sign my paychecks over to her because we were, you know, talking about, you know, being serious enough to get married.
How much were your paychecks?
My paychecks, I bring home about almost $2,000 every 2 weeks.
That was also untrue.
Just a second. So your defense to this action is that you paid for this by turning over your paychecks to her.
Of course.
Is that right?
My thing is I let her
me.
take care of the bills.
Show me.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I moved from Albuquerque to Phoenix, and when this case came up, I'm already living in Phoenix, so I go to the HR department at my job, and I asked them, can I get some copies of those checks where it was signed over to Lindsay Gilbert? And then they said, you know what, we can't do that for you because there's just not enough time to do that. It's a very big corporation.
He did not sign checks over to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lindsay Gilbert says ex-boyfriend Tim George charged clothes on her credit card. Lindsay says she wants to be repaid.
You have the capability, Mr. George, only you, of getting proof of your defense, which is that you signed checks over to her.
Right, and
even if I believed you, sir, as of the time you separated in May, there was still an outstanding balance on this account.
I can't tell you what to do with the money that I gave her.
And it is clear that in...
It's clear you have no
I'm
idea.
I'm speaking. I didn't hear what he said. Do I want to hear...
I can say it again if you want.
Do I want to hear what he said? Why don't you go have a talk with him, Byrd?
Okay.
Find out what kind of medication he's on.
What kind are you on?
Judgment for the plaintiff
You know
in the
you
amount of $1,093.17.
Okay. You understand?
And you're just lucky, sir, that I'm not sending you out to be tested. Because either you are drunk,
Look like I'm playing?
high, or stupid. Pick one. That's all.
Why is our excuse? You may step out.
Whenever we were together, I moved out of her house because she was real violent.
Not true.
I've always wanted to get up there and tell Judge Judy what I thought, so today I got to do it.
Never, ever trust a guy with my money.
And now the next case.
All parties on Terrell versus Marlowe. Step forward, please.
64-year-old Mildred Terrell is suing her ex-granddaughter-in-law, 24-year-old daycare worker Love Marlowe, for destroying her furniture.
Ms. Terrell, according to your complaint, the defendant married your grandson. Is that right?
Yes.
And there came a time when they were having difficulty paying rent, so you all decided to rent a place together. And you moved in to the place with them.
Yes.
And when you moved into this new place, according to you, you brought some furniture with you.
I bought everything.
All your furniture.
All my furniture, all the dishes, everything in the house was mine.
And then there came a time when your grandson left the defendant.
I moved out before then because of trouble that was going on. And as soon as he was able to take care, he had had surgery on his shoulder, and as soon as he was capable of taking care of the baby, I did move.
They have a baby.
Yes.
How old is the baby?
18 months.
And when you moved out, did you take your things with you?
Only thing I took with me was my bed, an end table, and a chair, and my TV, and a few dishes, and a couple of pants. That's all I took. I didn't want to take everything and leave them with an empty house, because that's what it would have been. Sheets and everything were mine.
And when did your grandson leave?
They were having trouble with the house, not only the rent, but other personal problems they were having. They moved out into their apartment, and they were there, I'd say,
Now, when
2
they
months.
moved out and went into this yet another rental property, did they take all the things with them?
Yes, I told them they could borrow until they got their own.
What did they take with them?
They took my couch. I have a list here, Your Honor.
Let me take a look at the list. VCR, a couch, a lazy boy recliner, vacuum cleaner, some VHS movies, a rug, 3 end tables, a coffee table, a king-size bed, and miscellaneous stuff, linens and dishes, a dresser, those things you said they could take with them. And when did your grandson leave?
Right around the first week in January.
And where did he go? Do you know?
He came to my apartment, was there 3 or 4 days until the harassment got so bad by Love Marlowe and her family that he went to his mother's. And then he was there a while.
And where was the baby?
With him.
Where is the baby now?
With me.
She has temporary joint conservatorship of him now.
Now, when he left and came back to you for a short period of time, did he bring any of these items?
No, he didn't get out of the house with anything but the clothes on his back.
And the baby?
She took his socks, his underwear. She kept everything.
Okay. All right.
And Your
So
Honor,
what's your suit? Just a second.
and one of the times when she was there,
No.
I had a criminal trespass.
How long was your great-grandson with your grandson? Until when?
April 23rd.
Is that when a court granted you temporary conservatorship of the boy?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often does your husband see the boy?
Every other weekend.
Okay. Now, tell me what happened with all this property.
Okay, well, when we lived in Cleveland, Texas, when she lived with us,
We lived together.
we
Don't interrupt her.
we did not get along because
I don't care why you didn't get along. I'm asking you what happened to the property.
she moved out. She left it all there. She said she didn't want it. You know, we could have it. Well, of course, you know, we took everything that was in the house to our apartment because it was given to us. It was ours. Then we and Andy were not getting along, so he went to his grandma's. Well, I went over there, and he told me he was going to take off with my son. That I was never going to see my son again. So I went to go get a lawyer. I came back. He told me that I could come in to see Josh in her house. So I did. As soon as I went into the apartment to go see my son, she was standing out there and she waved the cops over as soon as I walked in. Well, the only thing that I wanted to do was get my son and get out of her apartment, go back to my apartment, which is just right across the way. Anyway, well then she told the police officer that I had hit her. I never laid a hand on her. Never.
What'd you go there to take your son for? I thought you went there to visit with him.
Well, I wanted to take my son out of her apartment and go into my apartment, and he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me leave the apartment and go back to my apartment.
With your son?
With my son, exactly.
Well, but you had no right to him at that point. You had no more right to him than your husband had.
Well, I mean, the only thing I wanted to do was just go into my apartment instead
No, you
of
wanted
stay
to
there
take,
with her.
No, you wanted to take your son.
Well,
do you understand? You
yes,
went there under
ma'am.
the pretext of coming to visit him. But it was your plan to go and take him.
No.
And then take him into your apartment. That's what you just said to me.
No, ma'am. I just wanted. The only thing I asked Andy is that if I could visit him, that I wasn't going to go nowhere with him, that I could just visit with him in my apartment instead of being there in her apartment.
Yeah, but you didn't intend to give him back.
I wasn't going to take
You weren't going-
Josh nowhere.
No, but you weren't going to give him back. You were going to keep him in your apartment.
Well, Andy could have, come over there or whatever. I didn't
Right.
care.
I got it. Now, when you left, what arrangements did you make to get your things?
As soon as I could replace it, I wanted my things back.
What happens if she can't replace them?
Well, I'm sure they could, one piece at a time. Your Honor, why would I, at my age, walk out of a house with a chair and a bed, you know, after I'd worked so hard to get all of it?
I don't know. When you moved back
And
to
I
Texas,
have
it was just a
copies
second.
of pawn tickets where she pawned my
When-
stuff.
Did you pawn some of her property?
The movies were mine and Andy's. The VCR Andy had before we got together, and it was Andy's. And the only reason that I had pawned anything because I had to get a lawyer so I could get my son back because Andy took my son and was gone for 6 weeks and 5 days, and I had no idea if I was ever going to see my baby
What
again.
does that have to do with my furniture?
Okay. Where are the 3 end tables?
I don't know what she's talking about there. I have no idea.
Is there a king-size bed?
There was, and when Andy come and got the kitchen table and his TV, he threw the bed in the dumpster.
Because there were men's underpants laying on top of the bed and men's shirt on the floor. There were stains on the bed, and I said, I don't want the nasty thing. Throw it in the trash.
You're talking about the mattress?
Yes. So we threw it in the trash.
Okay. Then you can't get reimbursed for it.
Well,
You threw it in the trash.
It wasn't that way before, Your Honor.
Who knows? You haven't seen it for a year.
I saw it before Andy left, and I know it wasn't that way. And I know there was men's underpants and his clothes laying on it that weren't my grandson's.
You can't become emotional about that and expect to be reimbursed for it.
That's fine.
Ms. Terrell, the truth of the matter is, you said to both your grandson and his wife, take this furniture, use it for as long as you need it, as you can replace it. If you said that, as you can replace it, I would like it back.
Yeah.
But there is a strong likelihood that they could never replace it, and you are not going to see this furniture again.
Well, I'm sure sooner or later they would
Well,
have
sooner or
replaced
later,
it.
then you get a mattress back that's a little bit stained.
Not from other men.
You don't know that. Did you do a DNA test on the mattress?
No, there certainly wasn't
All
Andy's
right.
underpants
So we don't
on the
know
bed.
that. So we don't know that. And I'm not testing your grandson's bed either. That's not my job. All right. You have her couch and you have her recliner. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
She has
You're
the
gonna-
rug. It was in Rhonda's house the last I heard.
Who's Rhonda?
This lady's standing right here.
You have her rug?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing with her rug?
Well, I thought it was Love's, and she told me I could borrow it.
Is it in good shape?
Yeah.
Right. Fine. So we have your rug, your couch, and the Lazy Boy recliner. Those are really the big items here.
All the
Good.
movies, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm not going to go into 104 movies. I don't know why you would leave them with 104 movies anyway.
Well, because they didn't have cable. They
Give
didn't
them
have
one,
anything.
give them one at a
That's all
time.
they
Give them
could
one
do.
at a time. I cannot be a divorce lawyer because he's not here, and I can't question him
you
as
can
to
call
whether or
him.
not... What?
He sent a number if you'd like to call him.
I'm not calling him. I'm not doing your evidence for you.
No, his lawyer, really, Your Honor, his lawyer advised him not to be here.
Well, that's fine.
To
So I
not
have to
to
take
argue
things
with Love.
So I have to find things here that everyone almost agrees on, and that is a couch, a recliner, and a rug. Those things I know about.
Vacuum cleaner.
You were without a vacuum cleaner for a year?
Until I bought another one.
Well, so you have one.
It was a brand new one she took.
No, you gave it to the kids to use.
That's
to use.
not giving. I love
No,
it.
you. I gotcha. Ms. Terrell, I'm following where you're coming from, madam.
Well,
I don't think
ma'am,
you're
I didn't
following
give it
where
to
I'm
her.
coming from.
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
I'm coming from is I have children and I have grandchildren, and if you have extra stuff, even if you have stuff that's not extra additional, you say, you don't have anything, kids, here, use this. If you can replace it one day, terrific, I would like it back. Because there's no bargaining
But you
with
don't
children.
Let it go on forever. Till it's worn out,
Sometimes
and
you
then
do.
they'll give it back.
Sometimes you do. And Ms. Terrell, I'm going to tell you this. In my view, if your grandson left, set up an apartment, had been awarded permanent custody of his child, and needed the couch and the recliner and the rug and the vacuum cleaner, and brought it to his house, you would not be standing here today.
Yes, ma'am, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, Miss Terrell, you would not. What I'm doing is I'm directing you. Within 5 days, the couch, don't make any additional stains on the couch. Don't vandalize it in any way. The Lazy Boy recliner and the rug, which is to go back to her house, post haste. 5 days, the court will draft an order.
How about my end tables and so forth?
She doesn't have them. She doesn't know what you're talking about. Listen, you never know what's going to happen in the future. You have every confidence that your grandson is going to get custody of his child. That may happen. It may not happen. All I'm telling you is don't antagonize this situation any further, because it's nice to have a reasonable relationship with the custodial parent of your grandchild or your great-grandchild. And to make a big deal over 3 end tables at your stage in life is nothing short of being very short-sighted. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step.
34-year-old Piper Acetella is suing her ex-boyfriend's ex-wife, 40-year-old roofing assistant Paula Heyer, for ransacking her home and stealing her belongings.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 172 on the calendar in the matter of Acetella versus Heyer.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, huh?
Miss Acetella, you had a boyfriend with whom you lived for about 9 years, according to your complaint. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What was his name?
Leo McCullum.
And you used to be married to Mr. McCullum. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
When were you divorced from Mr. McCullum?
In 92.
And you have children with Mr. McCullum.
Yes, I do.
How many children do you have?
I have 4 of my own natural children and 1 that I raised from his previous marriage.
Did Mr. McCullum ever have custody of his children
Yes, at one time, yes.
when he was living with the plaintiff?
Yes, part of the time. Since 96, he had custody.
Which child or children lived with you?
Danielle, Samantha, and Joanna.
So 3 of the girls
Yes, ma'am.
lived with you. Now, according to your complaint, Mr. McCullum attempted to murder you by pouring lighter fluid on you and setting you on fire. Mr. McCullum is currently incarcerated, serving a term of 30 years to life. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you hospitalized?
A total of 4 months.
While
in
you
the
were in the hospital, it is your claim that the defendant came to the home that you had shared with Mr. McCullum and took all of the property out of the house.
Yes, ma'am.
When you returned home, there was very little there.
I never returned.
Did you ever go back to see what was in the house?
No, ma'am.
Well, how do you know she took your property?
This is my witness. I'd like for her to come up, please.
Okay, well, we may not even have to get to your witness. Mrs. McCullum says that all the property that was in that house belonged to her former husband, and she was entitled to take it. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. I never took anything from the house other than my children's belongings. And I have my daughter, Danielle, who lived at the house at the time that this terrible thing happened. And she can verify as to what Mrs.
So it's
Costello.
your position that you took nothing from the house except your children's clothing?
That's right.
Okay, now I'll hear your witness. Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Terry Way.
Miss Way, tell me what you know about the plaintiff's property.
Well, I know that they lived together for almost 10 years, and they acquired furniture. She had jewelry. She had her clothing.
Did you ever see the defendant take any furniture from the house?
I did not actually see her take it, no, ma'am.
So how do you know she has it?
I went there 3 days after she was in the coma to get her belongings from the house and saw that the house had already been ransacked. And there was only 3 people that had keys to the house: Leo, who was in jail, Piper, who was in the coma, and the children. So the children, maybe Paula, I didn't see them actually take it, but they're the only ones that had access to the house to get those belongings.
Did you have to use a key to get into the house?
I didn't actually get into the house. I saw it through the windows.
Did you try to get into the house?
Yes, I did.
Was the door locked?
Yes, it was.
What floors could you see from the window where you were looking?
Mostly the living room and the kitchen.
And had you been to the house before?
Yes, I had.
So what kind of furniture had been there in the living room previously?
There was a couch and a love seat, a dining room set. That's all I can think of at the time.
And all of that was gone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm with you, Miss Heyer.
Okay. First off, I'd like to call my daughter Danielle for a witness. The first time we were allowed into the home, I wasn't even allowed. It was still under crime scene by the police for at least a week. The second day of this, I had to go by the home to have my daughter go in and pick up some medicine. She was escorted in by the police. At that time, I wasn't able to even go into the home.
And what about the third day?
I have no idea on the third day. They were going to contact us. I forget the detective's name at the time where we could go in and remove the children's clothes.
We've underlined the 2 sections that apply.
Well, this is a copy of a newspaper article. This indicates that Mr. McCullum at some point was free on bond of $300,000. So he was freed awaiting trial for a period of time?
Yes, ma'am, almost a year.
When was bail set?
Bail was set, I believe, at the time that he was arrested, but between his attorneys, they wanted it reduced, but our side said no.
Doesn't make any difference. He was free on bail.
Yes, ma'am, but that happened 3 weeks after. He was in jail for 3 weeks before he was released on bond. And I have another article here that talks about the belongings.
I'd like to read that too. The defendant says she doesn't have them. I don't know whether she has them or not, but there has to be some proof that she has them, because there are possibly other explanations as to what happened to the property. I'll get to that in a minute. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle, did you originally lie to the police about this fire?
Yes.
You originally lied to the police and told them that your father was nowhere around. Is that right?
No.
Danielle McCullum said that she was standing 5 feet from her father and O'Neill in a neighbor's yard when the woman burst into flames. She said she didn't see a lighter in either of their hands. Later, she said she originally told the detective she had been in her room when O'Neill caught fire. She told the jury Wednesday she lied because she was scared.
That's true.
So why would I believe anything she says?
Ma'am, I never got a phone call. I never got a card asking how I was doing or anything. Nothing. After 9 years.
After 9 years and 3 of the children living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, they must not be very nice people.
I had my very bad faults, but after
Brandy, she was drunk.
Excuse me? Listen.
She was an alcoholic.
Well, there had to be some reason why, listen to me, madam, she may not be perfect, but there had to be some reason why your 3 girls chose to live with their father instead of you. There had to be some reason.
There is. I was incarcerated.
Well, that's a very good reason.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Piper Acetella says her ex-boyfriend's ex-wife, Paula Heyer, ransacked her home and stole her belongings. Piper says the theft occurred while she was in a coma.
She says it wasn't her. It certainly wasn't you. That leaves old Leo. Now, what could Leo have done? Could Leo have given his attorney the key to the house and said to his attorney, in case she makes it, I don't want her to have anything? He could have done that. Maybe even sent it over to her house. Who knows? Anybody who was crazy enough to do what he did could do anything. And clearly, if he was out on $300,000 bond, he had some money. Where did he get the money from for $300,000 bond? From his parents.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have given his parents the key to the house.
They weren't there yet.
They're out of state.
Doesn't make any difference. Gotten it to them, said one way or another, you get into that house and take everything out of that house. I don't want, in case she gets better, I don't want her to have a thing.
Can she explain about Nancy, the woman that actually saw them taking the stuff in and out?
Well, I would like to hear a witness if you have that witness. Where is that witness?
She was reached by telephone, but apparently she couldn't make it here.
Why? Who is she?
She's Leo's cousin's wife.
She came to see me in the hospital quite frequently while I was waiting for her to come out of her coma.
Well, why can't she be here?
She said that she would be here, but she had to talk it over with her husband, and we think that when she did that, and since he's related to Leo, that they didn't want her to show up here because it would be a plus on her side. So she never did return the calls after that.
Do you understand my problem?
Yes.
What?
I know where the furniture went.
Well, then let me hear you.
Okay. Leo's brother, McCollum, had put everything into storage because the landlord had got a hold of him stating that he was going to trash anything and everything that was left in the house because the rent was due. So he took the stuff from the house, put it into storage. I have the receipts where he paid storage for 10 months.
And when was that done?
Just a second. Here we go.
And I was never notified.
So Leo's brother?
Yes.
Leo's brother took the stuff and put it in storage?
Yes. Which he paid storage on for 10 months before he took it out.
Well, where is it now?
It's at his residence in Ozark, Missouri.
Your Honor, I was never notified.
In regards to the contents of Leo McCullough's household goods, McCullum removed and put in storage in August of 1999. I kept it in storage for 10 months, which then I moved some of the property into storage in my house. Let us make copies of the storage receipts. Let us make a copy of this before the plaintiff leaves today. Now you know where your stuff is. You know where your furniture is.
Maybe the furniture, but my clothes, I mean, they had a habit of stealing stuff out of my closet.
I know, but you can't prove that. We're talking about major stuff now. I mean, I can't say whether they took your clothes, whether they took your shirts, whether they took whatever. The brother went into the house, according to his own letter. He went into the house. That's what I said. I said, he could have turned this key over to a relative, to his parents, to his brother, and said, get it out of there. I don't want her to have anything, because I'm going to spend the rest of my life in jail anyway. Hopefully.
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 I'll be there to see it.
Right. So, here's this. Try again. Wrong defendant. Got it? Make sure she gets that. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'll be there to see this man in person for the rest of his life, and I will.
She didn't never work. She didn't pay for the booze. She drank every day. She didn't pay for anything. Nothing in that house was hers.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bloom parent versus parent. Step forward, please.
57-year-old Shirley Bloom and her daughter, 23-year-old teacher Terry Parent, are suing Shirley's son, 21-year-old plumber's assistant Jess Parent, for an unpaid loan to keep him out of jail.
According to your complaint, there came a time when your son was facing a prison term or facing jail unless he could come up with some money. You took out a loan so he would have the money, but you needed some collateral, and the only collateral that you had was your mother's car, which you did put up as collateral for this loan. Your brother hasn't paid back the loan. What was he facing jail about?
It was for deferred judification, and He had hot checks.
A deferred adjudication, which means if he paid back the money, he wouldn't go to jail.
Right.
Okay, and how much money did he have to come up with?
Altogether, it was like $1,900.
So did he come to you and ask you for the money?
Actually, he came to my mom.
What did he say to you, Miss Blum?
He told me that if he didn't have this money by this certain time, that his probation officer, when his probation was off, that they would automatically give him a year. And if he went to jail, then he would go automatically to prison.
You then spoke to your daughter?
Right.
I used my mother's vehicle. It's a '97 Kia Sophia, and got the lease and the amount of money I needed.
And what were the monthly payments on it?
Every week it was $38.72. On March 23rd, 2001, I paid the loan off, which he didn't help me other than maybe, what, 6, 7 payments of all?
$871 he gave you back.
I had to pay off the loan, which was $1,987.22.
Okay, let's hear from you.
I disagree with everything that was just said, because I'd give my mom money to the fact that if the baby, my sister's baby, needed something, I'd give them some money. Every time I got paid, I'd give them some money.
That's not
true.
true.
To help
That's
them out.
not true, Jess. You know that.
I mean, anytime they needed help, I would help them out. And I mean, it's just been going on like this since I was little. I mean, she's been wanting money. I mean, I had a job.
Let's go back.
Okay.
You faced a term of imprisonment on a deferred adjudication. You had to come up with some money, all at one time. Did you ask your mother for the money?
No, ma'am. It wasn't that much.
Just a second.
Okay.
Did you discuss with your mother the fact that if you didn't come up with a bulk piece of money, you were going to go to jail?
No, ma'am. I had a job, and it wasn't that much money. For deferred adjudication, I was not going to, it wasn't having to pay a fine.
Is what you're telling me that your sister never gave you a check to give to the court for fines?
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And that was on or about August of 2000?
Yes. I had a job. I was working.
That's not what I asked you.
Okay.
Are you telling me that you would never, in August of 2000, needed a bulk sum of money to pay fines and other bad checks? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
What's the name of your probation officer?
Dolores.
What's her phone number?
I have no idea.
Oh, sure you do. You have to call and check in with your probation officer, sir.
I went and seen her once a month. I never had a call and check or nothing.
Does that name sound familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
Do you have the telephone number of the probation officer?
No, I don't. I never got anything like that. He would never give it to me because he didn't want me to talk to her.
Do you have a copy of the check?
No, we just have the copy of the loan.
The agreement, the lease agreement.
And I have, these are checks that I picked up with some of that money for him because he was going to go to jail that day if they weren't paid. And the rest of it I gave it to him to pay his fine.
Well, you certainly made restitution on that date, sir. So that takes care of your argument that you didn't need a bulk of money in August.
I didn't. I had to pay a certain payment before that date.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No.
Your Honor, why would we get the loan if, I mean, I have my own responsibilities,
What did
more or
you do
less.
with the check that you got for it?
I cashed it and I gave him my mother went and paid off some of his hot checks, which we gave you the paperwork on that.
And the rest of it we gave to him.
How many bad checks did you write?
I wrote, I'd say around 4 or 5.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
I wrote about 4 or 5 hot checks because I had gotten kicked out of their house. So.
What'd you get kicked out for?
Well, she wanted more money from me, and I only had so much money. I was getting.
That's not true,
I gave
Jess.
her most
That's
of
not-
my check.
No.
Yes, that is true. Every week when I got paid, I got a certain amount. That's all I would get. I'd give her the rent. I didn't mind paying rent. I don't mind doing that. You know,
Well,
I
how
feel
old are you?
responsible. You know,
How
I'm
old are
21.
you?
I don't mind paying rent at all. That's part of life. You know. But I mean, you shouldn't work all week for just like $50 a week when you give your whole check to your mom. I mean, that's supposed to be your mom, not your money taker.
That's right, and it's supposed to be your mom.
Don't talk to him.
Your Honor, I keep a diary because he accused me several times of taking his money. He'd give me money, right. By the end of the week, he would borrow it all back. And he'd say, Mom, why don't I have any money? So I kept a little calendar, and every time he got money from me, I wrote it down. And I made copies for you, if you want to see them, showing since the time we had to get him out of jail the first time, which was like almost $700 that weekend, getting him out of jail when he got in trouble, that he never paid back.
Been arrested since, sir?
No, ma'am.
How many times have you been arrested altogether?
I'd say twice.
Yes.
I'd say twice.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
say.
it wasn't nothing besides traffic tickets. I mean, that's why. I mean, I got.
Lying to a judge.
That's why I got. Well, the second time I got thrown in jail for lying to an officer, and the officer came back and put me in jail for that.
Oh, good. And what's next?
And then the other one was for traffic tickets.
And the other one was for bad checks.
No, I never got thrown in jail for bad checks.
No, because Mama helped and paid.
No, because I worked and paid for them.
No, you got arrested for bad. Just a second. You got arrested for bad checks, didn't you?
No, he never
I
got
never
arrested.
got arrested for
Never
bad
got
checks.
arrested
No,
for the bad
because I
checks.
paid them all.
No,
he came
so
to
I
us
see.
whining about
I
he was
see.
gonna
He
go to
was
jail.
on probation for something else.
Right.
Oh. For lying to an officer.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd you lie to him about?
I told him a different name because I knew I had a traffic ticket out.
Oh, so, and that wasn't hard to lie to the officer, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Good.
It was a
Judgment for the
class-
plaintiff in the amount of $1,987. That's all.
Handler Patty Marr is suing her ex-boyfriend, 37-year-old factory worker James Brown, for a series of unpaid loans. James says the money wasn't a loan until they broke up.
Order. All rise.
Somebody annoying you this morning?
No, not really. Your Honor, this is case number 73 on the calendar in the matter of Marr versus Brown. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Marr, according to your complaint, you and the defendant met on the internet?
That's correct.
And began a relationship that lasted a relatively short period of time. During that time, it is your claim that you made loans to him well in excess of $5,000.
That's correct, Your Honor.
The relationship was over, you want your money. The defendant says that he made no promise to return anything that you gave him, that everything that you bought or gave him were just that, gifts, right?
Correct.
Give me the date when, after you met him on the internet, you met in person.
March 20th of 2000.
And how long did the relationship last?
Up through February 27th of this year.
When was the first loan that you made to him?
May of 2000.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that.
At that time, he would tell me how stressed he was and he needed money for bills, about $500. And he wanted it in cash, and I did that for him.
Where were you when the conversation took place?
On the phone, late at night.
He said, you said?
He just said he was behind in bills. He didn't know what he was going to do. You know, he was very stressed. And when he gets stressed, Your Honor, he gets chest pains. And
so you said what?
I said, I'll be happy to loan you the money till you can get on your feet. And it was definitely a loan.
You didn't say to him it's definitely a loan. I just want you to tell me what you said to him.
I said, how much would it take to catch you up in your bills?
That sounds right. That sounds like something you might say to him. How much will it take? And he said $500?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. You say he told you it would be about $500.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say?
I said, I'll be happy to get you on your feet.
Okay. That sounds better. Not probably quite accurate. I'll be happy to help you. Or that wouldn't be a problem. I can help you with that. Is that what you said to him?
I will help you out until you can get on your feet. He was unemployed at the time.
Okay, so you said, I'll help you out until you get on your feet.
Mm-hmm. Which he never did, in my opinion.
Right?
Pardon me?
You said, I'll help you out until you get on your feet. Is that a loan?
Yes.
Yes, that's a loan, perhaps, if he ever gets on his feet.
Well, he says he's broke. But I know
he's not on his feet?
Well, he
Miss Marr?
He is employed now.
Not on his feet?
That's a matter of opinion.
I understand that. That's not smart of you. All right. So when was the next time you claimed you gave him money?
Would you like to see?
I don't want to see
Okay.
listen
I
to
mean,
me.
there was tons of times, and the reason I just kept doing it is because he would tell me he had a terminal illness, he had a year to live. He faked heart attacks, and he would threaten to rob a convenience store, and I would panic and think, you can't do that. That's immoral. That's against the law. What can I do so you're not so stressed? He had heart attacks. That is how my husband died. I was just totally worked up.
Not true, Your Honor.
I have proof.
Just a second.
My son here, he has witnessed these things that I have said.
Listen to me. I want you to calm down
Okay.
and calmly tell me the next time you gave him cash, when was it?
It was in October. He had just moved to a different city.
Tell me about the conversation that you had with him. He moved?
I had spent a few days prior to that, and he never brought it up. The minute I get home from the weekend, he says how stressed he is, he's having chest pain, and that he's behind on some bills, and he needed to get them paid. There was utilities, the water was going to be shut off, his cell phone was going to be shut off, no phone, he wouldn't be able to come and call me. So
what did you say?
I
I'll help
said,
you.
what do you need? Why didn't you tell me when I was there?
Okay, and what did he say he needed?
About $600.
You have proof?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it?
Yes, ma'am. Well, let me look at my list here.
The first money in May of 2000, you gave him cash.
That's correct, Your Honor. I have proof that it came out of my savings and cashier's check, that it went directly to him.
I want to know the next cash item that you gave to him.
There's always something, prescriptions.
No, cash.
I made cash deposits right into his checking account. And I have 3 times I did that in July and August. It was right after his back surgery. He couldn't work. He gave me the same old sob story. And I have all that proof right here, Your Honor.
Let me see it.
And that totaled $1,400 in 3 deposits.
I'd like to see proof of that.
Thank you, Brooke.
All right, when was the next cash that you gave to him?
At the end of the year, $400. I have the withdrawals, and I gave him the cash.
That doesn't prove anything. You just withdrew $400, but it doesn't show that it was transferred into his checking account. Is that right?
He didn't have a checking account in town.
Yes, I did.
I gave it right to him because he came down to see me, and the only way he could come down to see me is if he rented a car, and so that's why I gave him $400.
All right.
He would constantly give me these stories that would...
Miss Marr, if you're constantly giving you stories, then you say to him, that after the second time he gives you a story, you say to him, adios, goodbye.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Hattie Marr claims ex-boyfriend James Brown conned her out of money by playing on her sympathy. Hattie says he faked a heart condition and a life-threatening illness.
Your story is, and I read your complaint, that your husband had died of a heart attack, that you met him, that you were very vulnerable, that he appeared very, very nice person, that he...
But he manipulated me.
Well, you're a grown-up lady?
But I was grieving at the time.
You're a grown-up lady?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he took advantage of you?
Yes, by faking heart attacks, by threatening to commit suicide. I would be on the phone for hours.
Well, that would have saved you a couple of bucks if he committed suicide. You know, there comes a point when you say, listen, you got to do what you got to do.
But I cared for him. I loved him.
What?
I cared for him, and I loved him, and I believed and I trusted everything he told me. He had me going all the time.
I got the picture. This is not a hard picture. This is a picture that I see time and time again. I have some money that she could establish she gave to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not talking about buying you a new tire or buying you prescriptions or paying for your cell phone bill. I'm talking about cash money.
Yes, Your Honor. This is my current...
I don't care about your current. I care about the then.
But Patty had made statements that she wanted to talk to her, and she told...
Just pay attention to me.
Okay.
I run the show. And if you have a heart attack here, we'll make sure, very, very sure, sir, that you get out the door so you don't interfere with the rest of my calendar. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
She gave you cash. She wrote you checks. She deposited cash in your account. Is that true? Is this proof here that I have accurate?
Yes, it is, but there is...
No. I'll ask the next question. Did you repay her in cash for any of this money? $500, $600, and $1,400. Did you repay her for any of that?
If she wanted me to come down and see her, why would I repay her when she wanted me to come down and see her?
The answer is either yes or no.
No, I told her there was never no talk about repaying her.
I'm asking you a question. Did you pay her back this money?
No.
You acknowledge that she gave you the money?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Now, are you currently under the care of a cardiologist?
No, Your Honor.
Did you at any time indicate to the plaintiff that you had a heart condition?
I do have a heart
The answer
problem.
is either yes or no.
Yes.
You did. And did you at any time tell the plaintiff that you were stressed financially?
Yeah, I was stressed financially, yes.
And after you told her that you were stressed financially, she gave you some money?
Yeah, she said, I'll help you out, here's a gift, you know. And I said, I can't afford to repay you. She knew I could not afford to repay her.
Why can't you afford to repay her?
I was unemployed, Your Honor, raising...
Why were you unemployed?
Because I had had back surgery and
A lot of people
surgery.
have back surgery. When did you have back surgery?
June of last year.
Where had you been working before that time, sir?
I was working part-time at Walmart.
Part-time at Walmart? How old are you?
37.
Why were you working part-time at Walmart? What's wrong with you?
I had 2 stomach surgeries.
2 stomach surgeries for what?
Stomach, what was polyps, cancer.
You know, I doubt that.
Hmm?
When was the last time you held a full-time job?
2 years ago. Well, actually, last year. Year before, it was 99.
Con artist. Are you the current girlfriend? Step up here. When did you meet Sir Lancelot?
I met him in February.
You met him in February?
2001.
Oh. Can't be without a meal check. What kind of work do you do?
I'm an internet customer service for Northwest Airlines.
How much do you earn annually?
I don't know, probably 25,000.
And what's Prince Charming doing?
He's working full-time.
Mm-hmm.
He
Where?
has been since I've known him.
Where?
We was at Minn Kota, and now he's at, they make trusts.
So he has a nice job?
Yes.
Good, he makes good money?
Yes.
Perfect. You owe $2,500, judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I had spoke with Patty on the phone, and she basically said if she gave him more money, he would come back, and she was addicted to it.
He faked 2 heart attacks in my home with my son present.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hansen versus Boren. Step forward, please.
43-year-old census taker Maria Hansen is suing 40-year-old gardener Michael Boren for assaulting her with a garden hose. Maria says the attack occurred when she tried to collect his census form.
Miss Hansen, your complaint is that while you were performing your duties as a census taker, you entered the defendant's home, and while trying to get the information from him that is required in the census, he assaulted you with a garden hose.
Exactly.
When did you go to his house?
May 2nd of last year, and it was probably, it was a little after 8, maybe 8:15.
In the morning or
in the evening? However, the lights were completely on in the house. So at that point, I decided, you know, fine, if they're up.
उसके बाद हमारे पास नेक्स्ट लेक्चर जो आता है वो आता है कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स, ग्राइस, मैक्सिम्स, ठीक है, उसका डिटेल ओवरव्यू आ गया। जो कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स को कहते हैं सीपी, इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था एचपी ग्रीस ने। ये एक राइटर है जो कि बहुत अच्छा है। कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था 1975 में। ग्रीस ने ऑब्ज़र्व किया था कि जो है ना, इन एवरीडे कन्वर्सेशन, रोज़मर्रा के कन्वर्सेशन में पीपल यूजली ट्राई टू कम्युनिकेट, लोग जो है ना आम तौर पर कोशिश करते हैं कम्युनिकेट करने में इफेक्टिवली, अच्छे तरीके से, एंड कोऑपरेटिवली मैनर लेवल, ठीक है। ही सजेस्ट, उसने ये बात जो है ना लोगों को जो है ना सजेशन दिया, एडवाइस दी डैट कम्युनिकेशन, कि जो बातचीत है वर्क स्मूथली आराम से काम करती है। वन स्पीक्स फ्लो फॉलो, जब स्पीकर जो हैं वो फॉलो करते हैं, रद्द अमल करते हैं सर्टन कन्वर्सेशनल रूल्स का, कि कुछ बातों को तरीक़ेकार का, यानी कि बातचीत करने के तरीक़ेकार पे, उनको मैक्सिम्स कहा जाता है। अब डेफिनेशन ग्रीस ने 1975 के अंदर क्या दी कि मेक योर कन्वर्सेशनल कंट्रीब्यूशन, अपने आप को जो है ना कन्वर्सेशनल कंट्रीब्यूशन करो, सच एज इज़ रिक्वायर्ड एज एट स्टेज एट विच इट अकर बाय द एक्सेप्टेड पर्पसफुल और डायरेक्शन ऑफ द टॉक। इसको करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सिंपल वर्ड्स में कर लो कि से कहो व्हाट इज़ नीडेड, किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, बी ट्रूथफुल होकर बात करो, रेलेवेंट यानी कि टॉपिक के रिलेटेड बात करो, एंड क्लियर और साफ सीधी कंसाइज बात करो। ग्रीस ने डिवाइड किया कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल को 4 मैक्सिम्स के अंदर, ठीक है। अब ग्रीस जो है उसने तकसीम कर दिया कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स को 4 तौर के मैक्सिम्स के ऊपर, के लोगों को जो है ना कन्वर्सेशनल रूल्स को समझाया जा सके, विच गाइड जो कि रहनुमाई करता है हाउ पीपल स्पीक इन कन्वर्सेशन, कि कन्वर्सेशन बातचीत करते हुए लोगों को किस तरह से बोलना चाहिए। उसके बाद हमारे पास आया सबसे पहला जो मैक्सिम था, मैक्सिम ऑफ क्वांटिटी, ठीक है। उसके अंदर इसकी डेफिनेशन आ गई कि गिव द राइट अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, कि राइट अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन दो, नॉट टू लिटिल एंड नॉट टू मच, ना ही बहुत थोड़ी और ना ही बहुत ज़्यादा, ठीक है। अब पर्पस पे क्या बात आई कि टू अवॉइड कन्फ्यूजन, कि कन्फ्यूजन को अवॉइड करो, बाय अंडर री एक्सप्लेनिंग और ओवरवेलमिंग द लिसनर, के री एक्सप्लेनिंग और ओवरवेलमिंग द लिसनर विद टू मच डिटेल। वेयर इज़ अली, कि अली कहाँ है, करेक्ट है, ही इज़ इन लाइब्रेरी, के बात क्या है। अब हमने जो है ना हमने क्वांटिटी को देखना है, सीधी सादी बात करनी है कि वो लाइब्रेरी में इतनी इन्फॉर्मेशन इनफ है। अब इनकरेक्ट गलत बात क्या है कि ही इज़ इन लाइब्रेरी बता दिया कि वो लाइब्रेरी में है ऑन द सेकंड फ्लोर, अब वो ये भी बता रहा है कि लाइब्रेरी सेकंड फ्लोर में है, नियर द ग्रीन टेबल के पास है, वेयरिंग अ ब्लू शर्ट, उसने ब्लू शर्ट पहनी है, रीडिंग अ नॉवल, वो नॉवल रीड कर रहा है, एंड लिसनिंग टू म्यूजिक, पूरी रीम कहानी सुना दी है। तो ये चीज़ें जो है ना वो गलत हैं हमारे कन्वर्सेशन टोन के अंदर। अब जी मैं आपसे पूछूं कि हाउ आर यू, आप कैसे हो, और आगे से मुझे जवाब मिले कि मैं ये काम कर रहा हूँ और वहाँ पे जॉब कर रहा हूँ, मेरी इतनी तनख्वाह है और ये सारी चीज़, तो इररेलेवेंट से जवाब हो गया ना, रेलेवेंट टॉपिक पर तो जवाब नहीं आया। अगर मैंने उससे पूछा कि आप कैसे हो, तो मुझे तो जवाब आना चाहिए कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आई एम फाइन, तो है ना, आई एम एब्सोल्युटली गुड, ठीक है। तो इन चीज़ों में ये जो है ना मैक्सिमम ऑफ क्वांटिटी उन्होंने कन्वर्सेशन रूल समझाया हुआ है। कॉमन यूज क्या है कि टीचर गिविंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस, अब जो टीचर हैं वो इंस्ट्रक्शंस देते हैं, फ्रेंड्स हमें डायरेक्शंस देते हैं, और जनरली स्ट्राइटिंग्स न्यूज़ क्लियरली, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास आया कि मैक्सिमम ऑफ क्वालिटी, मैक्सिमम ऑफ क्वालिटी किसे कहते हैं। अब इसके अंदर आया डू नॉट से वट यू बिलीव टू बी फॉल्स एंड डू नॉट मेक स्टेटमेंट विदाउट एविडेंस। अब हम ये बताते हैं कि वो कहने की क्या कोशिश कर रहे हैं, क्वालिटी किस चीज़ के बारे में कह रहा है कम्युनिकेशन में, वो कह रहा है कि टू एंश्योर, इस चीज़ पे एंश्योर कर लो कि डैट कम्युनिकेशन, जो हमारी कम्युनिकेशन है वो ट्रूथफुल है, इंटरेस्ट करती है, कि जो हम बात कर रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल साफ़ है, सच है, ठीक है, हम कोई झूठ नहीं बोल रहे, ठीक है, हमने जो सुना है हम वो बात बता रहे हैं, जो हम देखा है हम वो बात बता रहे हैं, हम कोई फॉल्स इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं दे रहे। तो अब वो बता रहा है कि करेक्ट क्या है और इनकरेक्ट क्या है। करेक्ट उसने बताया कि आई फिनिश्ड माई होमवर्क, मैंने अपना जो होमवर्क है ना वो फिनिश किया, ये बात वो ट्रू कह रहा है। अब वो इनकरेक्ट क्या है कि आई फिनिश्ड माई होमवर्क, ठीक है। इफ़ अनट्रू, अगर ये गलत है तो वो क्वालिटी को वियोलेट्स कर रहा है, मतलब वो गलत बता के ना चीज़ों को, अपनी जो इंप्रेशन है ना वो ख़राब कर रहा है। अब क्या हुआ कि कॉमन यूज़ के रिपोर्टिंग न्यूज़, एकेडमिक राइटिंग, प्रोफेशनल कम्युनिकेशन। अब मैक्सिमम ऑफ रिलेशन रेलेवेंस पे बात आ गई। अब ये बहुत अच्छा मुझे लगा है, ये ना मतलब मेरे दिल में बात बैठी है ये रेलेवेंस वाली। अगले बंदे का दिमाग ना चाटो, बी रेलिवेंट, कि जो टॉपिक है उसके रेलिवेंट लो, ओनली से थिंग्स डैट आर कनेक्टेड टू द टॉपिक, सिर्फ उतनी सी बात कहो जो उस टॉपिक के कनेक्टेड है ऑफ कन्वर्सेशन। अब पर्पस क्या है कि टू मेंटेन फोकस, कि हम अपना फोकस जो है ना, अपना दिमाग जो है ना सिर्फ उस चीज़ की तरफ लगाएं, एंड मेक कन्वर्सेशन मीनिंगफुल, और कन्वर्सेशन को मीनिंगफुल बनाएं। अब एग्जाम्पल उसने क्या दी कि क्वेश्चन आया किसी का कि हाउ वाज योर एग्ज़ाम, कि आपके पेपर कैसा हुआ। अब अच्छा तरीका, करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट क्या है कि उसने कहा कि इट वाज़ ईजी, मेरा पेपर ईजी था, ठीक है। आई आंसर्ड ऑल क्वेश्चन, मैंने सारे सवालों का जवाब दिया। अब ये रेलिवेंट टॉपिक है, उसने पूछा कैसा हुआ, उसने कहा अच्छा हुआ, मुझे सारा आता था। अब बैड क्या है, अब जब उसने पूछा ना आपका एग्ज़ाम कैसा हुआ, तो उसने कहा आई लाइक चॉकलेट, ये रेलिवेंट। जैसे मैंने आपको मिसाल दिया है कि उसने मेरे से पूछा कि क्या हाल है, और मैं आगे से ये रीम कहानी शुरू कर दूँ कि मेरी जॉब इतने में लगी है, मेरी जॉब हो गई है, ये हुआ है, तो उसने वो जवाब नहीं दिया कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं ठीक हूँ। वहाँ पर ये बात आ गई कि उसने पूछा कि आपके पेपर कैसे हुए, उसने कहा जी अच्छे हुए, ठीक है। बैड बात क्या थी कि रेलिवेंट नहीं रहा ना वो टॉपिक के, रिलेशन उसने नहीं रखा मैक्सिम के साथ। तो क्या उसने कहा, उसने पूछा पेपर कैसा हुआ, उसने कहा जी मुझे चॉकलेट पसंद है, तो इररेलेवेंट सी बात हो गई, गलत बात होगी, चवल बंदा। मैक्सिम ऑफ मैनर में क्या बात आई कि अवॉइड एम्बिग्यूटी, कि आप जो है ना एम्बिग्यूटी पे अवॉइड करो, आप क्लियर रहो, ऑर्डरली रहो और कंसाइज रहो। अब इस चीज़ का पर्पस क्या है? ये इंश्योर करवाना कि हमारा जो मैसेज है ना वो इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड है, हमारा जो मैसेज है ना वो लोगों को समझ आ रहा है। मिसाल के तौर पर अब हम मिसाल देखते हैं जी, मिसाल के तौर पर अब क्लियर और अनक्लियर बात क्या आई कि मीट मी एट 5 PM, मुझे 5 बजे मिलो स्कूल लाइब्रेरी में नियर द मेन एंट्रेंस पे। उसने क्लियर बात की। अब अनक्लियर क्या है? वी कैन मीट लेटर, हम बाद में मिलेंगे, मे बी समवेयर इन स्कूल, हो सकता है कि हम स्कूल में। उसने कोई सीधी बात नहीं किया, उसने कहा हो सकता है स्कूल में मिले, हो सकता है कहीं और मिल रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो ये बात हो गई। तो उसके बाद आ गया कि फ्लोटिंग द मैक्सिम, समटाइम स्पीकर इंटेंशनली ब्रेक्स अ मैक्सिम। को कह रहा है कि बाज़ औक़ात ऐसा होता है कि जो स्पीकर है ना, बात करने वाला होता है ना, वो खुद ही जो है ना मैक्सिम जो कन्वर्सेशन के रूल्स हैं ना उनको ब्रेक कर देता है टू कन्वे अ हिडन मीनिंग, के खुद ही गलत बात करना चाह रहा होता है और कुछ डायरेक्टली बात, इसको इम्प्लीकेचर कहते हैं, ठीक है। उसने क्या कहा कि डिड यू, क्वेश्चन आया कि डिड यू एंजॉय द पार्टी, क्या आपने जो पार्टी है वो एंजॉय की है। अब आंसर क्या आया कि वेल, अच्छी, द म्यूज़िक वॉज टू लाउड एंड द रूम वॉज हॉट। इम्प्लाइज वो क्या करता है कि आई डिडंट एंजॉय इट विदाउट सेइंग इट डायरेक्टली, कि उसने डायरेक्टली उसे नहीं बताया कि मैंने इसको एंजॉय नहीं किया, उसने बस ये कहा कि अच्छी थी, म्यूज़िक बड़ा तेज़ था, उसने बुराइयां कर दी। अब आयरनी और सार्कसिज्म की एग्जांपल क्या उसने दी कि ग्रेट जॉब क्लीनिंग योर रूम, ठीक है, अच्छी जॉब है कि आप अपना रूम साफ रखें, मैन द रूम इज़ मैसी। अब वियोलेट क्वालिटी इंटेंशनली फॉर ह्यूमन और सार्कसिज्म। फ्लोटिंग कब हैपन होती है? जब आप किसी के साथ ज़्यादा पोलाइट बात करते हो, जब आप तंज कर रहे होते हो, जब आप आयरनी कर रहे होते हो, यानी कि अपेरेंस वर्सेस रियलिटी कर रहे होते हो, बात कुछ होती है, बता कुछ हो रहे होते हो, ठीक है, इनडायरेक्ट रिक्वेस्ट और हिंट्स दे रहे होते हो। अब कंक्लूजन, अब उन्होंने सारा मुद्दा इस कंक्लूजन के अंदर दिया है कि कैसे, उन्होंने कहा कि प्रैग्मेटिक एनालिसिस जो होता है ना वो शो ये हमें दिखाता है कि किस तरह से मीनिंग जो है ना वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट के अंदर क्रिएट किया जाता है। सबसे पहले आया कि स्पीच एक्ट थ्योरी एक्सप्लेन करता है कि स्पीकिंग इज़ डूइंग, ठीक है, कि बात हो रही है, ठीक है। वी इन्फॉर्म, रिक्वेस्ट, प्रॉमिस, एक्सप्रेस एंड डिक्लेयर। कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल क्या है? ये हमें दिखाता है कि स्पीकर जो है ना वो अनस्पोकन रूल्स को फॉलो कर रहा है कन्वर्सेशनल को मीनिंगफुल बनाने के लिए। टुगेदर दोनों चीज़ें हमें अंडरस्टैंड करवाती हैं रियल लाइफ कम्युनिकेशन इंक्लूडिंग इनडायरेक्ट मैसेजेस, पोलाइटनेस, ह्यूमर एंड सोशल मैसेज। अब हमने इस सारे को पढ़ा ना, तो हमने जो है ना क्या क्या पढ़ा हम देखते हैं। सबसे पहले हमने कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स के बारे में देखा, ग्रीस मैक्सिम के बारे में हमने डिटेल ओवरव्यू लिया, किसने इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था, कैसे इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था, उसकी डेफिनेशन हमने छोटी सी देख ली। उसके बाद हमने मैक्सिम ऑफ क्वांटिटी को देखा कि राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी चाहिए, मैक्सिम ऑफ क्वालिटी को देखा कि हमें जो है ना ट्रूथफुल और ट्रस्टवर्थी इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी चाहिए, मैक्सिम ऑफ रिलेशन के बारे में पढ़ा कि जो है ना रेलेवेंट रहना चाहिए, हमें इरेलेवेंट बात नहीं करनी चाहिए, मैक्सिम ऑफ मैनर को देखा कि क्लियर और ऑर्डरली बात करनी चाहिए। और हमने क्या देखा है जी, अच्छा उसके बाद हमने जो है ना फ्लोटिंग का मैक्सिमम को पढ़ा है। उसके अंदर उसने कहा कि इंटेंशनली ब्रेक होता है, इसको इम्प्लीकेचर के बारे में बात की गई। फ्लोटिंग हैपन कब होती है? जब बंदा बहुत फ्लाइट होता है, किसी ह्यूमर कर होता है, आयरनी कर रहा होता है, इंटरेक्ट रिक्वेस्ट और हिंट्स दे रहा होता है। उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि जो प्रैग्मेटिक एनालिसिस है वो दिखाता है कि किस तरह से मीनिंग बनते हैं। दो तरह के प्रैग्मेटिक एनालिसिस है, स्पीच एक्ट थ्योरी हमने पिछले लेक्चर में किया और कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल हमने आज के लेक्चर में किया है। तो डिस्कोर्स का हमारा ये जो पार्ट है ये तो हो गया है क्लियर। तो बात सिर्फ करने की इतनी है कि अब ये जो टॉपिक है ना इसको समझने के लिए हमें थोड़ा सा दिमाग चाहिए, इसको हम जो है ना इजीली अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं कि उसने कितनी सी बात की। उसने कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स के बारे में बात की है। अब ये इंट्रोड्यूस किसने करवाया था जी? HP ग्रीस ने 1976 के अंदर इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था। उसने मैक्सिमम के 4 रूल्स कहते कि आपको बातचीत किस तरह से डेली लाइफ में हमारे लिए ये जो है ना बड़ी मीनिंगफुल सी बातचीत है। उसने इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था कि आपको जो है ना 4 तरह के रूल्स दिए जा रहे हैं, आपने इन पर ही अमल करना है। अब हमारे पास 4 तरह के रूल्स कैसे आ गए? जब हमने 4 तरह के रूल्स पे बात की ना तो बड़ा इजीली और अंडरस्टैंडेबल सा कंटेंट था। हमने उन 4 रूल्स को फॉलो किया और सब कुछ ठीक था। ओके जी, अल्लाह हाफिज़।